Let's be real, it sounds like a complete fantasy, right? Buying a fun, reliable, rear-wheel drive Japanese sports car for less than a beat-up, 10-year-old sedan. Most people will tell you it's impossible. They'll say the days of cheap JDM legends are over, swallowed up by import taxes, shipping costs, and insane demand from every corner of the globe. But what if I told you there's still a way? That you can still find your dream car from Japan for what feels like pennies on the dollar? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. We're going to break down the entire process of how I managed to snag this, a running, driving, rust-free Suzuki Cappuccino, from a Japanese auction and get it delivered to my door for just under $4,000. And I'm going to show you how you can follow the same playbook. But I'll also give you the real talk on what to expect in 2025, because getting one this cheap takes a bit of strategy and a whole lot of luck. This isn't a pipe dream, it's a game plan. So stick around, because the secret is simpler than you think. Let's start with the dream. For me, it was always one of Japan's ABC, K cars, the Autozame Z1, the Honda Beat, or the Suzuki Cappuccino. These cars are pure, distilled fun. Tiny, turbocharged, manual, and rear-wheel drive. The Cappuccino is basically a miniature Miata with the soul of a pocket rocket. It's everything you could want for a weekend canyon carver. But then reality slaps you in the face. You hop on a US classified site, and, OOF. The sticker shock is real. A decent Suzuki Cappuccino already in the States. You're looking at $10, $12, even $15,000 or more. For pristine examples, that can climb to $25,000. That's a massive barrier to entry. It feels like the dream is dead before it even starts. You start thinking, maybe I should just buy a boring, practical car. But that's where most people get it wrong. They are looking in the wrong place. The problem isn't just that the cars are expensive, it's that you're shopping at the very end of the supply chain. You need to go to the source. Let's discuss the secret, Japanese auctions. The secret isn't some crazy loophole. It's simply this, buying directly from Japanese auto auctions through an importer or broker. This is where Japanese dealerships and private sellers offload their trade-ins and used cars. And in 2025, there's a fascinating tug-of-war of factors at play. First, you've got the 25-year import rule in the US. Any car 25 years or older is exempt from modern safety and emissions standards, making the import process way simpler. This has opened up a golden era of cars from the 90s and early 2000s. Second, the exchange rate. As of early 2025, the Japanese yen has been weak compared to the US dollar. A car that costs 300,000 yen would have been nearly 3,000 a few years ago. Today, it's closer to 2,000. That's a huge, automatic discount. But, and this is a big but, the secret is out. Global demand for these cars has exploded, which pushes auction prices up. So while the exchange rate gives you a head start, it's not a magic bullet. You're fighting against other enthusiasts worldwide for the same pool of cars. When you weigh these factors, you can still unlock a world of affordable classics if you're smart. You're not just limited to K cars. We're talking about unique sedans like the Nissan Gloria, the V12 powered Toyota Century, or the Skyline wagon, the Nissan Stagea. While clean, low-mileage examples of these have also climbed in price, bargains on less common trims are still out there. The key is to look where the demand isn't at a fever pitch. How to navigate the auctions, the playbook. So, how do you actually do this? It's a process, but I'm going to break it down into simple, actionable steps. Step 1. Find a reputable exporter. Seriously, don't mess this part up. This is the most critical decision you'll make. You, as an individual, can't just log onto a Japanese auction site and start bidding. You need a licensed partner in Japan to be your agent. They handle everything: bidding, payment, the registration, and arranging shipping. Don't just Google JDM importer and click the first link. Do your homework. Look for companies with a long track record, positive reviews on forums, and transparent fee structures. A good exporter will give you access to the auction portals, help you translate inspection sheets, and even arrange for in-person inspections for a small fee. They are your eyes and ears on the ground. Step 2. Learn to read an auction sheet. This little piece of paper is your Bible. It's a standardized inspection report made by the auction house for every single car. Learning to read it is the one skill that separates a smart buyer from someone who gets a nightmare delivered on a boat. The auction sheet tells you everything. It has the overall grade, usually from 5, like new, down to R or RA, repaired accident history. It has an interior grade, from A to D. Most importantly, it has a diagram of the car with codes marking every single flaw. A means scratch, U means dent, W means a wavy or repaired panel, and C or S means rust or corrosion. Pay very close attention to the rust codes. Surface rust, S1, might be fine, but corrosion or rust holes, C2, are massive red flag. The sheet will also list aftermarket parts, good things like service records, and bad things like engine noise or oil leaks. My Cappuccino was a grade 4 with AB interior. It had a few minor scratches, A1, and a tiny dent, U1, but crucially, no rust. This sheet is your best defense against buying a lemon. Step 3. The bidding and winning. Once you find a car you love, the process is surprisingly simple. You tell your exporter your maximum bid, the highest hammer price you're willing to pay. You'll place a deposit, and they will bid on your behalf. For my Cappuccino, the starting bid was around 150,000 yen. I set my maximum bid at 280,000 yen, roughly 1,900 at the time. I woke up the next morning to an email, "Congratulations, you won the auction." The final hammer price? 265,000 yen, about 1,790. It felt absolutely unreal. I now owned a Japanese sports car that was thousands of miles away. The hidden costs, the full budget, okay, let's talk about the real numbers, because the 1,790 hammer price is not what the car cost me in total. This is the number one mistake first-timers make. You must budget for the on-the-water cost. Shipping and fees can easily add 2,000 to 5,000 to the final price, depending on the car and your location. Here's the cost breakdown for my Cappuccino to get it to a US port. Car price, FOB 1,790 exporters fee, this covers their service, inland transport in Japan, and paperwork. Mine was about 700. Ocean freight, RORO, this is the cost of shipping the car on a roll-on, roll-off vessel. For my car to the East Coast, this was about 1,300. Insurance, a small but necessary cost, around 100. So, the total cost to get the car from the auction house in Japan to a port in the USA was approximately 3,890. I just scraped under that 4,000 goal. Now, I have to be 100 transparent here, I got a bit lucky. This is the absolute low end of what's possible in 2025. A more realistic budget to land a similar car would be closer to 5,008,000, especially with fluctuating shipping costs and port fees. On top of that, you'll have US side costs, port fees, customs clearance, around 200, 500, and the 2.5 import duty for cars. All in, I was right on the edge of 4,000 when all was said and done, before registration. Alright, quick pause. If this dose of financial reality hasn't scared you off, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And I'm genuinely curious, drop a comment below and let me know what your dream JDM car is. A Sylvia? An R32? Maybe another Cappuccino? Section 5, the wait and the arrival. Once you've paid, the waiting game begins. It can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks for the car to get loaded onto a ship and make the long journey across the ocean. Your exporter will send you photos of the car at the port, and you'll get a bill of lading, which is like the car's title while it's at sea. This is the hardest part. You'll be tracking the vessel's location online every day, watching a tiny dot slowly crawl across the Pacific. You'll wonder if you made the right call. Did the auction sheet tell the whole story? Is it going to be as good as you imagined? Then, the email arrives. The ship has docked. Your car has cleared customs. It's ready for pickup. That feeling is an incredible mix of pure excitement and gut-wrenching anxiety. Section 6, the reveal and first impressions, the moment of truth. Seeing the car in person for the first time is surreal. After looking at nothing but pictures and a single inspection sheet for months, there it is. Tiny, red, and very, very real. The first thing I did was a thorough walk around, comparing it to the auction sheet in my memory. The A1 scratches were barely visible. The U1 dent was a tiny door ding I could probably pop out myself. Most importantly, I checked the underbody, no significant rust, just as the sheet promised. The interior was clean, the engine fired up on the first try, and everything worked. The auction sheet was honest. The process worked. I had imported a car, sight unseen, from halfway across the world, and it was exactly as described. Driving it for the first time was pure joy. The tiny turbo spools up with a little whistle, the shifter is snappy, and because you're on the right side of the car, everything feels exciting and new. This little car, which cost me less than a used economy sedan, delivered more smiles per gallon than anything I have ever driven. So, back to the big question, is it really possible to buy a Japanese sports car for under $4,000 in 2025? The honest answer is, it's tough, but it's not impossible. You have to be smart, do your research, and have a little luck on your side. The key is to find a great exporter you trust, learn to read those auction sheets like a pro, and always budget for the total landed cost, not just the auction price. It takes patience and a leap of faith, but the reward is owning a unique piece of automotive history that you sourced yourself, for a price no one will believe. This isn't just a car, it's a story and an adventure. Now that the cappuccino is here, the next step is getting it titled and registered in my state, and after that, well, we might have to look into some simple, tasteful modifications. If you want to follow the journey of this little cappuccino and see what we do with it next, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and go find your dream car.